Let's talk about the Israelis. Aside from the never-ending onslaught in Gaza and the failure to eliminate Hamas, aside from the tensions at the borders with Lebanon and the stalemate over there, inside Israel, there's an existential crisis in the political spectrum. Everybody's asking, is it the end for Benjamin Netanyahu? Protests, fresh protests on the streets, and the war cabinet ceased to exist. We tell you more in this report.
There is a fresh wave of political turmoil in Israel. Benjamin Netanyahu is once again at the epicenter of a crisis that does not seem to be getting any better. In the past week, the Israeli Prime Minister disbanded the war cabinet after political rival Benny Gantz resigned from the cabinet on the 9th of June. The Special Unity Team was formed to take critical decisions in the aftermath of the October 7th attack. But for months, all had not been well within the cabinet. Opposition leader Benny Gantz had on several occasions demanded an action plan on Gaza from Netanyahu. More than 8 months into the war, the Prime Minister is yet to achieve the targets he set out, eliminating Hamas and bringing the hostages back home. On the diplomatic front, talks with Hamas also hang by a thread as mediators run from pillar to post, trying to get both parties back on the negotiation table. That's not all. Israel's closest ally US is also miffed at Netanyahu over the growing humanitarian crisis in Gaza, the mounting death toll, and an ongoing Rafah invasion. The Israeli Defense Forces are also under the scanner for ignoring crucial intelligence on October 7th attacks. A document compiled by the IDF's Gaza division warned that Hamas was preparing for the assault and planned on taking between 200 to 250 hostages. The report is titled Detailed Raid Training from End to End. It described a series of exercises from Hamas's elite forces, including how to take hostages. It was shared almost 3 weeks before the attack happened, and yet Israeli military failed to act on it. The latest revelation brings back into focus Israel's Hannibal Directive. An earlier report by Israeli media had revealed that IDF had deployed the Hannibal Directive on October 7th. The directive is a controversial method used by Israeli forces to kill their own people to prevent them from being taken hostage. The question here is this: was the Hannibal Directive deployed as a response to the intelligence report? The developments have caused a fresh uproar in civil society again. And it seems that Israelis also share the frustration of Benny Gantz and Joe Biden. Yet again, thousands of citizens took to the streets, demanding that Bibi resigns and early elections be held.
We want elections and we want a new government. We want a responsible government. We want to change this situation. We need to end this war and we need to release the hostages, and we need a responsible government of people that are interested in the future of our country and not in their own personal interests. That's it. This is what we're here for.
But recent developments are not the only reason that triggered fresh anti-government demonstrations. With no more war cabinet left, centrist leaders of the opposition are no longer a part of critical decision-making. The change leaves Netanyahu in power with ultra-orthodox and far-right partners. Before October 7th, Israelis were out on the streets for months, protesting against several hard-right policies of the government, including a judicial overhaul and divisive military draft bill that has triggered Israelis. Many leaders and citizens have also accused Netanyahu of holding on to power over the country's interests, an allegation that the Prime Minister denies. But in the midst of all the chaos, questions remain. What will Netanyahu do next? And is this the beginning of the end of his political career?